This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Let's join Duane and Tracy, who shares his thoughts on the big picture for ag in 2017.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on AGam in Kansas. A chance to catch up with Tracy Bruner, president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, during the Kansas Livestock Association annual convention and trade show. And Tracy, certainly a time in the cattle business, there are bright spots. Certainly we aren't where we were a couple of years ago, but in the big picture of things, a vibrant industry.
Well, there certainly is, Duane. A lot to be encouraged about. Not to say that everyone hasn't been just amazed at the movements of our markets over the past several years, both on the upside and now correcting to the downside. But costs are very favorable in the beef industry, and we've got a really good story to talk about as far as beef demand. We're moving a lot of beef in a market right now that is a little bit economically challenged on a global view, and competitive meat supplies are at record levels. So a lot to be encouraged about, and we'll we, as you said, we've recovered a little bit from the lows that we saw several months ago, and we're looking for maybe even a little better prices as we go through the winter ahead.
We think about a recent election. Obviously, many of the national organizations are still in a kind of a holding pattern, not really sure what it means for the priorities that they face. Trade's always been very important to cattlemen, and that one maybe will get some scrutiny, but the realities are that expecting that incoming President Trump has good agriculture people on his committees that may change his view a bit.
Well, we're cautiously optimistic, and we're very encouraged. That underscored by all this is that the electorate seems to want a change, and now we have not only a new administration but a Republican majority in the House and the Senate, and we're hopeful that we can get a positive coalition built between the three and see some good legislation, both on the property rights and regulation protection side. The past administration has been very challenging for the business community, especially agriculture. Waters of the U.S. rule has been a very terrible encroachment on private property rights. We've opposed that and fought that very vigorously. We'll continue to do that. Also, some initiatives from the administration insofar as market interference, the GIPSA Rule. We're still working on that. It sounds like coming out of D.C. that the most that we can hope for here before the end of the year is a continuing resolution to finance the budget on into the new year, when the Trump administration then will be able to present their own budget. So we're working to end the year on a strong note, or in a positive fashion, with protecting cattle producers' interests on those major areas as well as several others.
Tracy, you had mentioned market interference. One of the things that a lot of people have some angst about is the variability and the highly volatile market that we're in. If we can get some of those things to level out a bit, everybody knows where the playing field's at, I think guys will feel a whole lot better.
Well, certainly the industry feels itself in quite a quandary with the volatility in our markets, both on the upside as it went to record levels, and then retreated in a like record fashion. So yes, our members have spoken that they want to study the volatility in the market and see if there are ways that we can dampen that because of the price signals that those markets send to our producers and throughout our industry, throughout our value chain. We use those markets to price our product, and so we need stability because producers as well as everyone in the chain needs to have a strong idea of current value on that product. And so stability in our markets is very important to us. We don't know how to achieve that, but we're working very hard. We've got a very broad working group, about 30 specialists, members that from around the industry that have come together, are studying the issue, and not just volatility of the markets, but also some things on CME contract? Are there contract specifications that could be looked at and perhaps updated? Delivery points would be included in there, and then just the whole question of price discovery as we continue to move into an industry that's ever changing and trying to keep up with a very dynamic global marketplace and global consumer.
Our thanks to Tracy Bruner, president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, joining us here on AGam in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Folks, stay tuned for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.